What's going on, everyone? This is Jacob Shoup. You're watching the Tom O'Brien Show. I hope you all are having a fantastic day. We're going to be joined this program by Basil Chapman and Tim Ord as well. Kind of getting some slump movement today, and that is pulling down some other equities. The only, some stuff that's really running today are these quantum stocks, okay? You have up 52.48%. Oh my goodness. That is moving. Okay, you have some contracting volume at least on this compared to the run-up. Some massive moves. What is the, okay, so the NASA contract. This is weird, right? Because what they are doing, and we're going to talk a little bit about this if I have time today. If not, we'll pick back up on Thursday. Tommy's filling in for me tomorrow. This 27% rise on a NASA contract, right? The NASA contract, big thing to note, is not something that's new, and it's also not this thin film lithium niobate. This is a contract that they've had. It's this DRAC-3 for imaging and data processing support. This is some kind of deal they've had with NASA for quite a while. I guess it was renewed, and there's no data on how much money they're getting from NASA when it gets complete, which is weird for me, and it keeps adding to this suspect feeling I have on Qubit. Now, I'm not going to argue on a 48.9%, gain to the upside there, but it's just something that I would say is be cautious. If you want to keep playing these kind of quantum things, I think, go right ahead. That is fantastic. I mean, these returns have been, you can't argue against them, right? I mean, you have this Rigetti Computing up 17.91%. But you look at quantum computing's, let's see, their revenue for the 3 months ended September 30th in this year, it was $101,000. And they had a gross profit of $9,000. Now, I like speculating on potential growth stocks in a major way. I do. I think it's fun. It's also terrifying, but something like Qubit, I mean, this can come right back down, and the short interest on this thing is massive. I mean, it's almost impossible to short right now because it's just so expensive, right? So be cautious on that. And the same thing with Rigetti, right? Give me a second here. I just don't even see what Rigetti's. What? I cannot find this. Just what their earnings. I mean, it's very small, And what I'm concerned about is, although I like, I'll find it on the break. I like quantum computing, and I think there is a lot of use and maybe near-term use, meaning within the next few years. But it seems like we're front-loading a lot of these companies right now. It's getting to that kind of point for something that's still going to take maybe a few years to really get off the ground. So very strange. Again, would argue not really a super quantum company, and the reason why people were buying into this thing is the potential for the thin film lithium niobate to take off. And now we're buying it and pushing it to near all-time highs, up 47.3% today because of this DRAC-3, which they've had. So, kind of interesting to me on that. Again, do what you want to do on it. You can't argue with the gains, but just be cautious, right? And even, again, talking with things like Rigetti, be cautious on it. We have composite off about 0.45% at 20,082. The Dow Jones Industrial off about 0.82% at 43,358. You have the DXY pushing up right to that 107 level at 106.95, up about 0.15%. You have crude oil off about 0.73% at 69.78. You have, let's take a look at the SPY quickly, off 0.57% at 603.35. Of course, we're getting the Fed speaking tomorrow. A lot of stuff going on, right? Inflation still somewhat high. Market strong. Job openings getting a little freaky there. You can get into stagflation situations with that kind of stuff. Wages are still increasing modestly, which is nice. We'll see what they do. I think there's a 95% price in right now. I say price in, but 95% expectancy that they're going to cut interest rates and then stall out for the next month. Let's take a look. You have gold contract off about 0.27% at 2,662. You have copper off about 1.09% at 414, and silver off about 0.33% at 30.95. You get that Russell trading off 1.18%. So things are getting kind of hit a little bit, except obviously for Tesla, which is up 3.29% still. Lucid sideways. Let's see what Rivian's doing. Off 4.66%. Okay, yeah, I'm out of that. I got some extra liquidity, so thanks. Let's see what else. Oh, you know what I want to talk about too? This mess up. I mean, this is, it's something to be kind of expected with it. This is Red Cat, right? They had earnings. I think they were expected around 4 million. They decided to stop going forward with Teal in the short term to work on whatever they're doing with Palantir. This resulted in like only 1.3 million in revenue, which is very tough, especially at a market cap at 707 million. It seems like it resisted that okay. I mean, you had a massive run up yesterday. You're only off about 10.29% at 937 right now. And it seems like that the sentiment is still positive on it. I am curious. I like Red Cat's approach with these GPS-free drones, right? They don't get jammed. Adding Palantir into it is fascinating as well to kind of help bolster that, non-GPS use. So, I mean, at this point, if it goes lower, there's a part of me that kind of wants to like DCA a little bit because I think it still has the potential to like run on news. Again, you're talking about a company that just had 1.7 million in revenue with a market cap of 708 million, right? So this is like a growth play if you've ever seen it before. No doubt the U.S. builds out this kind of stuff, right? Short-range reconnaissance, it being, again, resistant to any kind of GPS jamming is pretty fascinating in and of itself. I want to talk, too, about BBAI, because that is running up. And again, this is another thing. Like, play the thing if you want. You're obviously getting pretty good returns right now. But, it popped up yesterday on this Proof Labs developed cyber resiliency tool for the Department of Air Force. The main contract holder is Proof Labs. Okay, these guys are a subcontractor with it, and the entire value of that, and again, it's weird when these companies don't share that. This is like headline moving. You've seen Big Bear AI guys, like, inside holders, selling and getting rid of their stock is, when you're seeing this massive run up, which is always suspect. And then the contract is only worth $1.2 million. So again, just be cautious in these kind of things. So folks, you stay right there. We'll be right back with Basil Chapman after this break.